The alert level remains at orange for Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, which is dealing with an effusive volcanic eruption of the La Soufriere volcano. The high hazard zone warning has been in effect from December 2020, when the dome was discovered. National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, closely monitored the hazard, following small-frequency volcano-tectonic earthquakes in March 2021. Director of NEMO in Saint Lucia, Doreen Gustav, says the La Soufriere volcano is likely to erupt.
Due to an increase in seismic activity in the past week at the Saint Vincent La Soufriere volcano, Saint Lucia was contacted by the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Agency, which is SEDIMA, to determine how prepared we are in the event of an eruption. And based on the information, an eruption is imminent, but we can't tell exactly when it will happen.
In preparation for any eventuality, on Saturday, March 27th, NEMO called an emergency meeting with all stakeholders to update and plan its response to a volcanic hazard. According to Deputy Director NEMO, Maria Medad, communities in the south of Saint Lucia have already been identified if an evacuation is deemed necessary.
From Dennery, as far as Soufriere. And the reason for looking at these is that we're not sure in terms of wind direction, etc., what is going to happen and how these communities will be affected.
Regarding the risk of tsunami, Medad says tidal waves associated with volcanic eruptions are rare. She also addressed volcanic ash that could affect St. Lucia's air quality and notes the hazard depends on the intensity of the eruption. St. Lucia has made known its intention to step up and assist St. Vincent in the event of a mass evacuation of Vincentians. Medad says shelters in the north of St. Lucia have already been identified for evacuees.
The shelters that they would be accessing would be treated as quarantine shelters. So they would not be able to go out and mingle with the locals on arrival. They will do the necessary quarantine period. The screening will be done with them, so that the Ministry of Health is aware of the health conditions.
The La Soufriere volcano violently erupted in 1979. Director of NEMO says all agencies involved in the response regionally and in St. Lucia are girding for the worst-case scenario.
All of the agencies basically have put their plans together, and what they need to do is to tighten this plan. I think we're at the final stage of that in order for us to feed into our national plan for response to that hazard.
NEMO plans to roll out an aggressive sensitization drive in the coming weeks to keep the public informed and educated in the event of a disruptive explosion of La Soufriere in Saint Vincent. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.